رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي امري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي واجعل لي وزيرا من ahli. Subhanallah. Again, continuing the similar style of miracle that I mentioned in miracle number 148 and 150, the same words, tuhsharun turja'un, but this time different verses. Subhanallah. Let me show you. Chapter 2 verse 281, which says, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, in the translation, be mindful of the day when you all will be returned to Allah. Turja'una fihi ilallah, and then every soul will be paid in full. Surah Al-Imran chapter 3 verse 158, however, says, whether you die or are martyred, all of you will be gathered before Allah. Tuhsharun. Subhanallah. Why would it, you could say in language, be mindful of the day when you will be gathered before Allah, and in Surah Al-Imran you could have said, all of you will be returned to Allah. But why choose gathered for Surah Al-Imran in this verse, and why choose returned? Let's see the beauty in the context. Subhanallah, how precisely these words have been chosen. In the context of return to Allah, the context, the verses before and verse after talk about something, about returning something, which is what? A debt. Look, subhanallah, what does this talk about? It says, if it is difficult for someone to repay a debt, subhanallah, it's talking about debt. What is debt? You take money and you have to return it. So the concept is about returning, and so it's appropriate. And even the next verse, verse 282, talks about, oh believers, when you contract a loan for a fixed period of time, then commit to writing, right? You have a loan, you have to return it. Subhanallah. So it's all about returning. So it's much more appropriate linguistically to say, be mindful of the day when you will all be returned to Allah. However, in Surah Al-Imran, where it says all of you will be gathered before Allah, the context before and after is about something gathering or going apart. The previous verse, what does it say? Should you be martyred or die in the cause of Allah, then His forgiveness and mercy are far better than whatever wealth those who stay behind accumulate. It's about gathering and accumulating. And in the verse after, it says, it is out of Allah's mercy that you, O Prophet, have been lenient with them. Had you been cruel or hard-hearted, they would have certainly abandoned you, left you, right? Not gathered, the opposite of gathering, right? Leaving you away, subhanallah. So the concept of gathering or going away, and so it's more appropriate to say all of you will be gathered before Allah, subhanallah, tuhsharun. And when the context is about loans where you just repay the money, it's much more appropriate to say return to Allah. Subhanallah, how beautiful it is that every word of the Qur'an chosen so beautifully that it brings about this beauty in the language of the Qur'an. Subhanallah, where think about which human being thinks about this when writing such a thing. And this book hasn't even been edited in the last 14 centuries, and still the words are placed so perfectly. Subhanallah. So may God give us complete conviction in the Quran as the word of God. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik.